excited to cry, not gonna lie. I'm really excited to cry. But I feel like this might be the one book that like brings out a tear or two. Hi cupcakes, my name is Neva, and if you're new here, welcome to my channel. Today's video is all about my spring/April TBR. I cannot decide whether or not I want to read all of them in one go or have like a whole stack to read throughout spring. So let's take a look at them first and then decide. Before I show all of these books to you, I have a little disclaimer. None of them are about spring, which I think is not that bad even though it is my spring TBR, but it's more the vibe, the color, or just the length of the book that made me decide on them. Because in summer, I like to have smaller, more dainty books with me since I'm moving around a lot, I'm with friends a lot, and I don't like to carry those big books around. In spring, I sit down in the garden or in the park just for fun and read a lot more because then I tend to enjoy the good days a lot more than in summer. So that's why I picked some of these bigger books for the spring/for April. The first book I wanted to show you guys is Before We Say Goodbye, and it's the last part of the Before the Coffee Gets Cold series. It's a 4-part series. This is the 4th book. It's pink, and I like pink for spring. I think it fits really well. I think pink is just a great color for spring. I want to read this because first, it's the last part of the series, and I think it's so perfect to like also wrap up winter in that term. Like, it's the end of winter. The book is kind of like, some of the stories in these books are really sad, so I like just want to leave all that sad, grayish, cold winter blues behind, and that's why I'm reading this first, just to get it out, and then I can open up my mind for cooler, warmer, why did I say cooler? Warmer things ahead in spring. The second book has been on my want-to-read list for ages. It is Was man von hier aus sehen kann by Mariana Lecki, who is a German author actually, and the book is in German as well, as you can tell by the title. That was German already. It translates to What You Can See From Here. It is a book about a woman called Selma that lives in a village, and she has dreams about okapis. And when she has a dream about an okapi, the next day someone from her village will die. The thing is that nobody knows who will die, so the people start being kind of scared. They express their feelings more, they become really brave, and they express regrets, they give confessions to people. And that's basically the whole premise of the book. It's just what happens to a village of people when they know someone is gonna die, but nobody knows if it's gonna be them, and how each of these individuals reacts to that kind of dream. Yeah, and I'm really excited to see what the book has in store for me. I heard a lot of good things about that book, so I'm really curious to read it. Next on the list, this pretty pink cover. And the title is You Could Be So Pretty. I really just, let me be honest, I judged this book by its cover. I did, but look at the cover. It's such a cute cover. I like the whole, like that the lips are cut out, and then when you open it, it's just a cover again, but still, I just really like that part. The book is about 2 girls. One is called Belle and one is called Yoni. And both of them live in this utopian world where feminism has ruled, and there's this doctrine, and every woman's choices have to be celebrated. And what else was it? Wait, let me see. Yeah, the bad times are over, that's what they call them. And gender equality has been achieved. That's like the premise of the book. And then there's 2 sides of women. So there's the pretties, which Belle is on, and then there's the objectionables, which is Yoni, or Joni, I guess you would call her. And that's like, it's either that or that, and then they start bumping heads, I guess, and realize that maybe they don't want to be just that. So Belle realizes that just being this pretty and like always having to present yourself and being like the perfect girl all the time just isn't the thing she wants, even though she thought she wanted it for a long time. But also Yoni realizing that like opposing the system all the time is not the way to go either for her. And I'm just really curious how that plays out, because it's just, I think, a different tale of like extreme values and how our world is playing out right now. Because instead of makeup they say mask, instead of like working out they say body prayer, stuff like that, you know. So I'm really curious how that goes. So those were like more the books that I relate to the most as far as spring goes. And then I have 3 big chunks of book. That's what I would call it in English. In German you would say like Brocken, and that translates to chunks technically. The first one being Babel. And this book mostly is on my physical TBR because of TikTok. Let me not lie to you guys. I just heard so much good things about this book. So I bought it, and I was never in the actual feeling of reading it, even though the story sounds so interesting. If you haven't heard about it yet, it's placed in 1828. Yes, 1828. And it's about an orphaned boy that like is being shipped from Canton to London in that year, and then like grows up with this family that makes him ready to go to the Oxford University. And I forgot the rest of the premise. Like that's all I know about the book, but I'm still interested, and I think like right now is the perfect time to just like sit down cozily, maybe in a cafe, maybe in a garden, maybe, as I said, somewhere in a park, and like just be immersed by the storyline. That's what I imagine. That's like my vision for this book. I don't know if it will get to that point, but I will try to read it and get through it. As you can see, it's like a little bit thicker, not too thick, and I think it's not that many pages anyways. Is it? I don't think so. No, it's like it's below 600 pages, so it's not too much, but it is something. And yeah, I cannot wait to be done with this. Next up, we have another German book. I don't know what it is. Normally I like to read German books, yes, but I don't for some reason. But this time I have so many German books. Well, so many, it's 2. But you get the gist. It's called Vergissmeinnicht, which is the German word for forget-me-not. And that's the second part, actually. I got the first one gifted. It's right here. But that has been like 2 years ago or something for my birthday. It's a young adult fantasy romance-ish kind of thing. All I know that is about fairies, and either him or her knows about that, and then the other one finds out through the person. I don't remember if I think it was him who lives in that fairy tale world, and then she discovers it, but I think she also... Yeah, I don't know. To be honest, I forgot. But I did want to read the second part because I really liked the first one. It actually got me out of a reading slump. So I wanted to read this. And it came out last summer. And I didn't buy it until now. So now I bought it, and now I want to read it. And yeah, this is it. Then we have my... I'm so excited for this book. So I might even start with that one just because I'm so excited to read it. And it is Magnolia Park's Into the Dark. This is the 5th part out of the whole series around Magnolia Parks and Daisy Hates. As you can see, I have the other 4 here as well. And the 6th part is coming out, I think, in July of this year. No, actually, it's not. It's not. I think it's coming out early 2025. I don't know why I said 2005. I'm not sure. I literally don't know, but this is out and I have it, and it hasn't been out that long. I think for a month now, maybe 1.5. And I bought it, I got it. I'm so happy. And this is big. This is over 700 pages of just ups and downs. And for the people who don't know the series, I would highly, highly recommend it to you to read and start with just the normal Magnolia Parks, the first one. And then after that comes Daisy, then Magnolia again, Daisy, and now Magnolia again, as I show you. And Magnolia's story is with BJ, and it starts and she asks herself, how many loves do I get in a lifetime? And then she has this boyfriend, ex-boyfriend-ish something called BJ. I don't know why I described him so. I'm sorry, BJ. I like you. Actually, I don't, but you know, whatever. And it's just them going up and down and up and down, and they've known each other for ages since they were little, and then they fall in love, and then they fall. Actually, they never really fall out of love, and that's the major problem, because he, yeah, well, cheats on her at some point. Like, that's before the story actually starts. Like, he has cheated on her, and she just doesn't know how to handle it and how to let go of him. And she asks herself, like, how many loves do I get in a lifetime? Can I let him go and like be happy again like I was with him, etc. And then this is I think it's the last part about them. Like, the only one that's following is like Daisy. And I saw people on TikTok sobbing over this part, and I'm so excited. I'm excited to cry, not gonna lie. I'm really excited to cry, because I'm not a big crier over books or like just media in general, but I feel like this might be the one book that like brings out a tear or two. I can't wait, and I'll let you know how it was. But that wraps up my April, spring-ish. I think it's gonna be a spring. You saw the books that I'm trying to read. I won't read all of them in April. I just know, like, I'll read other books for sure, but these 3 big ones in 1 month, yeah, no. I know my limits, and that's one of them. But maybe I'll surprise you. Maybe I'll surprise myself. But I'm really excited to read all of these books and take you on the journey of reading them. And if you want to see how far I am, you can also follow me on Goodreads. I'll link it down below. And yes, thank you for watching this video all through the end. If you really liked this video, then please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Until then, whoop whoop! See you next time! Oh my god. Why are those so heavy?